Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Romance Nights. We are your hosts, Colleen.
And I'm Marjorie. Tonight's episode, we have our first book club author featuring Kinsley Kincaid. Kinsley is a Canadian dark romance author who dabbles in taboo and forbidden romance. When she isn't plotting her next twisted book or watching true crime documentary with her cats, you can find her working for the man, reading or drinking wine while causing chaos with friends. Welcome to Unfiltered Romance Nights podcast, and we are so excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So before we discuss ghosting, we have a few icebreaker questions for you.
Okay, so how did you get into writing, and is this your full-time career, or did you have another career before?
I got into it when I was a kid. I really liked English class. That's what they call it in Canada, or language arts. And we would do like character charts or like free time stories, and just like the craziest shit would come out of my head. And like I'd build these families and all the, like it was just so much fun to me building a world that doesn't exist. And then pressure of finding a career and figuring out what I wanted to do as an adult crept in, and like writing kind of went to the back burner, reading as well. And then COVID hit and I found books. Yeah. And just went from there. And I met authors and they encouraged me to write. They're like, you can do it. I'm like, no, I can't. So that's kind of how it started back up again, was during COVID. And I do have a full-time job. Thank you. And yeah, I do have a full-time job. I actually work very corporate HR.
Oh, wow.
It's like, it's totally opposite. So like writing is then my outlet, like the crazy.
That's so funny. I would never expect you to say HR. Like you just have a stack of books on the desk, and feel free to read during lunch.
Oh yeah, my bosses know like what I write. One of them lives by me, and I'll just like drop her off like random incest is best stuff.
Oh my God.
And she's totally cool.
That's awesome. But like,
yeah,
you must have a long like patience if you're working in HR.
Ugh.
I do. And you just know your usual culprits, and you're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But it's
nice.
It's nice because like it's totally different than book world. So it's just, it's a nice break between the two, going back and forth.
Oh, that's awesome. So besides watching true crime documentaries, do you have any like all-time favorite TV show or series or movie?
Oh my gosh. Like the Taylor Swift concert on Disney is like, she's my idol. I don't know. There's just so many good, like The Breakfast Club is probably my favorite movie. And TV shows, I like hyper fixate on TV shows. So I'll rewatch like a show a lot right now. It's Yellowstone. I'm really feeling that right now.
I need to start watching that. Like,
yeah, so good. And then Landman on Paramount, it's written by the same guy. And I think Billy Bob Thornton is delicious. Yes. And he is very good in this.
I've seen clips and he's funny. Like,
oh yeah. And he's just, his personality is so good in this one.
Yeah, like I think the one clip that I saw was like him asking his daughter if they're like dating or something. And she was just like, and he was like, really, that's not like, his face was like, are you kidding me? Like, I didn't know that.
And they're all so funny in the show, like even the daughter. So in the show, Billy Bob has roommates, and one like did an overnight, came home to shower, didn't realize the daughter was there. And she just comes running out yelling, there's a rapist in the shower. There's a rapist. I was like, oh my God, poor Dale.
Oh my God. Now I have to like watch it.
It's so funny.
I'll be like the mom. I saw her the whole dinner scene. I watched it on TikTok. That whole dinner scene. I'm like, I should watch this.
Oh yeah, when they were blessing the bolognese.
Wait, is the mother like Ali Larter?
Yes.
Okay, so from Final Destination, like for some reason.
Yes, I was so excited she came back. I was like, oh, it's been so long.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen her in anything in a while.
No.
That would be Now I have to get Paramount subscription and then watch it.
It's fine. It's like $5. Yeah. It's worth it for Billy Bob.
And once I start watching it, I'll be like texting you. Got to those parts in the shower.
It was so good.
I mean, that's funny. Just to like her come running out, screaming that.
Yeah. I'm afraid to watch TV shows because I'm either TV or reading. And
Yeah.
like I'll end up in like a show hole where it's like one series after the next and I'd rather just read.
Yeah, because once you're in that, like, once you're stuck in the show back to back, you're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think like what Yellowstone is only like 6 seasons.
Only.
Right? But I don't think it's long. Like it doesn't have a lot of.
No, it took me only a couple days to get through it.
See, it's like compared to like. So I'm like rewatching Bones and Criminal Minds. I'm like alternating, and those are like 22 episodes.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Oh, are they? Oh
Yeah,
my
do you
God.
remember when television used to do that? That's crazy.
Yeah. 22 episodes. They're like about 45 minutes, hour-ish. And they're long seasons. And what? Bones had at least 10 seasons, same as Criminal Minds. They're like a lot.
Is she frozen?
I can see her.
At least it's a
Is she
cute
pretty?
pose. Yeah. Oh, there she is.
Sorry, you were frozen?
It was cute. You were like,
Well, that's
it was very whimsical.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so switching gears a little bit, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you, who's your favorite author?
Emma Jones.
Oh, okay, so that was easy. Yeah, she's good.
She is so good. Her Midnight Mayhem series, I know everybody likes the ELC, but like Midnight Mayhem, it's just like gold to me.
Okay, so
That was
start with
really
Midnight
good.
Mayhem series.
Yeah. And then it crosses over to her other series. So you'll get to see the characters again.
Okay. Yeah, I did start that. I don't think I finished it. That series. Good.
I mean, I have her books. So
Yeah, that's what matters. They're on your shelf.
right. Eventually, I'm gonna eventually get in there.
People will think you read them. It's fine.
Like they're just there, like they're so pretty. I'm just like, sure, I've read them. Like whatever.
Exactly.
The trophies.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I mean, majority of the books on my shelf, well, not majority, like all of them are trophies. I don't read them. It's just
No,
like,
I
Now
don't either.
I have to ask on this because Marjorie and I are split, and I want your take on it. Like the special edition books.
Yeah.
Do you read them? The
No.
physical copies.
You're the minority.
I am in the minority. I do.
They're just like pretty to look at. And you don't want to like bend them, right?
Right. Yeah. That's what I keep telling her.
Read
I
like
was
a savage. I mean, I'm very.
well, you know how some people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna let somebody borrow it," and then they come back. It's like,
No, no. There's no.
No, I will never lend a book.
no.
That is
Oh, it's
crazy.
for earlier. Somebody gifted me like an embossing thing where it says from the library of Marjorie and
cool.
stuff. So I'm embossing all my books, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I pretend that I'm like gonna let somebody borrow it so they know where to bring it back, and I'm like, no, I'm just like embossing them to just emboss
Oh,
them.
yeah.
It's gonna touch any of this book.
Yeah. I would do that
I
too.
said Ghost Stick in the special edition.
How dare you? How dare you? What?
You got your
I
fingerprints
waited.
on the pages?
Right? Maybe there's some chocolate on chapter 2. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You know we don't have any extra books, right? Like,
Yeah.
You
you
I
can.
like to read it
I
and
know
sniff
somebody that might,
aroma.
but like, I don't know.
Not if you're like telling people that you're putting chocolate in there. Not
No,
no.
I'm kidding. Kidding.
You know how pretty those pages are? Like no, like so.
know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, nobody touched these. They're
Right.
too.
I was like, oh, and I was
And
like,
then
I
the
think
penises that Marjorie found.
I didn't
I
find them.
went-
Emily found them.
I went to my street team right after and was like, everybody grab your books.
We're gonna
Look at
play
the
a
backers.
game.
Go
the penis.
find the penis that's not on the edge. Well,
Yeah.
actually, like some people didn't even realize it that it wasn't in there until they like started like, and it's on TikTok. I was like, oh, there is a peen in there. And I was like showing it to everybody, and I was like, and I can see it.
Yeah.
I didn't know either on the spider.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, I
I
didn't
love
really
it.
know either until like because Emily showed me what she was posting, and I was like
Yeah.
zooming on it. I was like, that's a penis in the spider. So I was like, So over the weekend, I was like taking pictures and I was like zooming in on it. So like eventually, like swipe, keep swiping, you'll see like the Easter egg in there. And it was funny when I sent it to you. You're like, oh, it's the skull, and I was like, no, it's not the one that I'm showing you.
No, and I'm like, it's right in front of me, zoomed in. I'm like, I did not see it.
No. So I just like, did you see the pin? And I could see like you typing, stop typing, typing, and I was
Yeah.
like looking for it. What? Oh, just probably like think I'm crazy. What am I talking about?
Oh, I loved it. Because I immediately went to everybody else. I'm like, oh my God, get your butt.
Well, no, I even like, because my designer was like, I was staring at this cover for a long time, like, and I didn't like even see that. And then finally I texted her, like, so there's a penis on the spider, and she's like, yeah, it was like a little Easter egg. Like, you just now found it. I was like, yes, you didn't tell me that there was supposed to be like something that I needed to find.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like the details are so good on this.
I think that's like when we were designing, like I was sending you all this picture, and I was like, that was, and I was like, it's like finger crossed that's the one that she likes, because that one was the first one that I really gravitated towards.
So
like,
good.
I was like, oh, everybody's on page. Like we all have the same favorite. Like let's go with it.
It was too good not to.
Right. We got sidetracked with the
Yeah, I know.
like where are we? I'm like, okay. So do you have a go-to subgenre or trope that you like to read?
I'm pretty open. Like if I read a lot of one thing, I'll not read it for a long time. And do like the switch. Is like top tier for me as a reader. I love and it could be like contempt, dark, whatever. I don't know, like just the males in the books have more emotion than sometimes males in real life, and it's nice
to see them
experiencing that and seeing like their souls.
Yeah.
Especially if they're in like a tough guy gig too. If it's like mafia or whatever, where it's taboo, or in sports or whatever, I just eat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to find, like, I don't want to, like, just, like, read it to just read it. It's, like, I want to, like, you know, like, I get, like, there was, like, at one point last year where everybody was, like, pushing them out left and right. I was like, okay, well, I need something that, like, really not just, like, oh, we're writing, write it or push it out. But there's, like, a series. I think it's Mafia. They're all that I'm excited to, like, read. It was co-written. I forgot their name, but, like, I'm bad at that.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know it was Mafia. One of my friends was reading it last year, and she was like posting it. I was like, okay, Mafia is my jam.
Yeah,
wanted to like get into it more because I read God of Fury by Rina Ken, and I was like, I really love that the story, and I'm like, I need more like this where they're kind of both alpha, but they're still like could get vulnerable, you know?
Yeah, I'm a big story person. Like, I tend to skim over the smut part. If there's a lot of smut, like, I want the grit of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, like, a lot of spice. I mean, there was spice, but I don't think there was, like they're all just, like, spice back. It was actually, you can tell, like, that there was, like, they're trying to figure out the relationship, you know?
I love that.
Yeah. I prefer, and I don't know if you feel the same way, I love when at least one of them, it's like a bi awakening.
Yeah.
Like I like one that it's just they're so resistant to it, and that I don't know what it is. It's like it's almost like that forbidden, because I go feral for taboo. I don't know why, but I do. But yeah, I like that. Or it has to be really angsty. So it's one of the
Yeah.
Now, so how do your friends and family feel about you writing the books that you do? And do they read them?
Oh yeah. My sister gifted some of my books to her extended family on the other side for Christmas, and they really enjoyed them. They did like a group read. My parents super supportive. Are they going to read it? No, unlikely. But they're my biggest cheerleaders. Like I could send my mom like the back of my Dark Temptation book. It says a family that fucks together stays together, and I'll just send it to her. And I got it foiled, and she's like, "Wow, for you."
Is the wow like, wow, this is awesome, or like, wow, the other wow
Yeah,
stuff?
it's very like, okay, thanks for sharing.
Like, I don't know how to react to this kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
So I just do it just to see what she says at this point. But
yeah,
no,
I think
my dad will buy my books and they like go on a shelf and
like,
they won't get read, but like they're still supporting to their comfort level,
mhm,
which I appreciate because they could have totally been like, don't talk to us about it, don't tell us anything about
right,
it.
yeah. One
And then
majority
some
of
of my
your
coworkers, they read it.
that's
The ones,
awesome.
the ones I tell. Some I don't because I'm like, you might
Just
be a
now,
little guilty. Yeah.
but I feel like majority of your covers are discreet. So it's like even if you're
Yeah.
like, putting them there, it's like I mean even with the titles, well, except for this book that we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about, like but like majority of them it's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know what I'm gonna get into it in
Yeah.
there.
And I try
But
not to push like the incest. Like if you're reading books you got off my website, they're related. I don't need to remind you 800 times. So I just want you to enjoy their story.
Yeah. What was the first book I read of
Sutton-
yours? Is it Sutton
Sutton
Asylum?
Asylum.
And you and I but I don't have triggers. Like if someone was just dabbling in, that would not be it because as soon as you start reading that book, like you're in. Like there's it's gonna go down right away.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love it.
that was good. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I still need to like read that, but I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be like working with all her other books soon again, so I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna read her back to back. Like maybe one month she's the only one that I'm gonna read because like
Oh my
they're
goodness.
they're
Thank
quick.
you.
This is what I would say. It's like when I was reading for Ghost Stick. So since we were gonna be like deciding it, I actually was listening to the audio, and I was like, I almost like could not finish work because all I did was like laughing out loud. Thankfully, I was by myself, or otherwise somebody would have like, what is wrong with this girl? Like, she's just cackling over here. But because it was so like Merrick's character. I love him. He's just unapologetically him. Like,
Yes.
this is what it is.
You will like me and I will force myself on you to do it.
And I mean, it's like once he's shown himself kind of thing, like it's just went on. Like it's just there. Like,
Yeah.
and I like listened to that in one sitting.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
usually I would like pause because I'll be
Yeah.
like, I can't concentrate. I don't remember anything. But this one, I was just like thankfully, like my work is like, it's so repetitive. I don't have to think about it. So I
Yeah.
can like listen to it while I'm working. Because she
Oh,
was
that's
like,
the
how
best.
do you work? How do you work and listen to
I
this?
can't cut it. No. Yeah.
I thought I was going to keep pausing on it or stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm like, I'm still able to like concentrate, but I'm like cackling over here. I was like, I think at one point, like my dog was like looking at me like, what is
Are you okay?
Yeah, right. Because I was like out loud where I would say I would have never listened to it in public because somebody would call somebody like, there's something wrong with that girl.
She needs help.
Bragging she's just laughing. Well, before we talk about more Ghost Stick, how many books do you typically release in a year? Like, do you plan like stuff or
Yeah.
like goals?
I plan because I'm somebody, if I don't like book my editor and make my deadlines based on that, it's not going to get done. And because I don't like being late, so that's kind of like my forcing me to get it out. So I plan for 4 a year, but then things come up and it turns into 5 or 6. Because like if it's a good cause or a good opportunity, I don't want to say no. But this year, for sure, 4. Yeah.
That's a good amount.
That's a good number.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Not
like it.
easy.
Yeah.
No.
And you have like a huge reader following,
like it's in the last year it's really turned and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. I think the very first book I read it's one of the stalker one. They weren't related. Oh my God, what it was. It was at the beginning of last year. This is
One of
horrible.
mine?
Yeah, yours.
Within the Shadows.
Yes, that one.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. That's like my first. No.
Was that your first?
That was my first KU one. Like I did like a 10K freebie kind of to introduce myself to people, but that was my first KU release. And
I
like
loved it. So I was
oh,
like,
thank
oh,
you.
author who's like, you know, like, and then sometimes I get sidetracked. Like, then they're just like, stay there. I'm bad. I'm sorry. I'm bad. Like, don't yell at me. Like, but like, I am gonna read them. Like, you know,
It's all
not
good.
that.
Yeah, behind me, you podcasters can't see, but it's my first like fan art of Within the Shadows that I ever like anybody ever did.
Oh, someone did. Oh, wow.
That is
So so it's near and dear. It's just I wouldn't reread it.
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's your first on KU,
Yeah.
so like you have to memorialize it almost.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's how I like. That's how you were introduced to me. Like somebody like saying, oh, just like you know, like I've read her or something, and so just you know, read it. I was like, it's quick, and I was like, hey, okay, like it's quick. I like quick sometimes, like you know.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love like about your books are like they're so quick because I always like check how many pages are these before I commit to anything. I was like looking at one book because I saw you know like on Instagram. I was like, oh, how many pages? And I was like 700. I was like, no, thank you, pass.
No,
Like, no,
that's a commitment. It is.
And I've become such a mood reader that I'm like, no, I can't commit to that right now.
Yeah. There's only one
Yeah.
author I'll do. It's like KV Rose. She writes really long books.
Okay.
She's the only one I'll commit to that.
Well,
length.
you know what? It's funny you say that. I got a KV Rose book as a gift. It's on the bottom somewhere. And it's so thick. I'm like, I'm not in the headspace. But so you like that author. And so, all right, good. I didn't know anyone else that read her.
Yeah. Some of her stuff's heavy, so it depends on which one you got. You might have to put it down and like absorb it all and then pick it back up. Some of them are very heavy.
A dark?
Mentally heavy.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's hold on, I'm looking at my bookshelf. Ominous. If it's ominous part 1 or 2, yeah, it's intense.
As
Now
long
I'm
as nobody dies like of like an illness, I'll be okay. Don't kill off a main character on me, and don't give anyone like cancer. I'm good to go.
No.
Hey,
No,
I've
I mean,
only-
he is like, yeah, he's very, he's a strong character for sure.
All right. Well, that's fine. I'm fine with that. And I have no trigger.
I can't
So-
do
Yeah.
like when in the middle of the series or like the last book of the series they kill off a main character. I was like, no, I'm out.
No, fuck
No.
that.
I can't.
Oh yeah, I'll skip to the end to see if they make it. If I feel like they're gonna go, and if they aren't there at the end, I'll stop.
You're just like, bye.
No.
Well, I think there was one, and I was like, the author killed off my favorite male main character, and I was like, nope, no,
Nope.
well, no. Like, I didn't even read it. I found somebody because it says on the blurb that says unconventional happily ever after. I was like, oh, somebody's gonna die. So
This
I found
means-
someone that, yeah, I found someone that read it, and I was like, who died? Just tell me who died. And then
Yeah.
as soon as they said it was my favorite male main character, I'm like,
Nope.
bye. Like I'm out. Like I'm not even.
That's what I would do.
Right? And I don't mean to sound like a dick, but I had a couple of the books in the series. I'm selling them because now I don't even want to. I can't read it. If you're going to ruin my life by killing someone off, no, it's got to go.
Yeah.
I actually removed them to like because I have like whatever books I read in a year. Like if they're my favorite, I put them on my wish list to buy like the physical books. Like I literally looked on my Amazon wish list to remove them on my wish list. It was like, because I'm like, I'm not gonna finish the whole series, and then
No.
I don't
Or if it's
like.
a love triangle and I didn't know that going into it, I'll jump ship. Don't make me choose. I love them both.
Usually they pick the one that like your least favorite, and it's like you can't do that to me,
No.
man.
Yeah, I skip ahead for that too, and I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't like cheating either.
I can get past it.
Like I can only get
Depends.
past it if it was like the ex before she meets the
Oh,
M.
yeah, that's what I mean.
I
Yeah.
can get, but like if the female main character already has a boyfriend and then she's cheating on the boyfriend, like with
Yeah.
the male main character, I was like, I can't. Like, just break up with him. Like I read one and then I'm just like, I can't.
I know which
Yeah.
one you're talking about.
I pushed through that. Okay, I should have DNF'd it, but I was like, I bought the audiobook. Okay, like I can't. Like I can't.
You're a
waste
trooper.
my money. I'm
I
gonna
liked it.
push through it. And I
It was
told,
a piece of shit. Well,
I know he was bad, but she
Well-
broke break it up. The main character was like telling her like, you can come come with me, and she's like, okay, I'll do it. And then she changes her mind. I was like, I'm gonna have to push through this. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah. I
KB
need to-
Rose has cheating if you're looking at her. She has
Oh,
cheating
good.
in hers. And they'll do it right in front of each other. Like,
Like, oh, I'm getting like I think I've read books where it's like, oh, you're being a bitch, so now I'm getting a blowjob right in front of you.
yes,
Hey, like
that's
that.
her. That's this. That's her series.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, you know, it's okay.
I love it. I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I guess at least it's level playing field because they're doing it to each other.
Oh yeah, they do it to spite each
Like-
other knowingly.
Yeah.
I had a
Like-
friend like that. Like, no
Oh?
joke. I hate this. This is a sidetrack. Sorry for all those listening. I had a friend whose boyfriend, I don't know what he did. This was so many years ago. And she said, okay. And she went and slept with his brother.
That's
Okay.
a story there. That's kind of like
Wow.
ex-brother or
But
ex-boyfriend.
that's the point of no return right there. Like, they did not get back together.
Okay.
No, I'm
No.
shocked.
See, this is how like our brain works. It's like, oh, we went back together, like, or they didn't just
There was
include
no
him in the
HEA
relationship.
there.
Let's just
Oh,
make this
Lord.
a white shoes romance.
Yeah,
Nope.
why choose?
No, she chose. She lost. Everybody lost.
Everybody lost at that point.
God.
Oh God! All right, let me get my shit together here. Sorry. Before we ask the next question, though, and just for myself and other listeners, where can we get your taboo books? Is it just on your website?
Ebook is just my website.
Okay.
Paperback, I widely distribute. So if Amazon grabs it, they grab it. If they don't, they don't. I also have signed
Gotcha.
copies on my website.
Okay, cool. All right. Now, out of all of your books, which would you say is the most difficult to write? And out of all of them, which one is your favorite, if you can? It's a tough one.
Dick Obsession was the hardest.
Okay.
Dex is sexually abused by his sister for
Oh.
many of years, which is why he ended up in Sutton Asylum, because he handled that. And that was really hard, getting in his mind and staying in his mind for more than a chapter at a time. Because his trauma responses, he went mute. His clothing became his protective blankets and his shields, like, don't touch me. I need my sweater to protect me. And I pulled a lot of my own mental health and like trauma responses, because I'm also an SA survivor, into his character. So it was also like hard personally going. Just, yeah. All around, it was a really hard book, but it's my proudest. I'm
Yeah.
really happy I got it out.
Was it a bit healing too, right?
Yeah. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
So he was
Right,
in
right.
Sutton, the asylum.
Yeah. He is Iris's baby.
Yeah.
He calls her mama, and she protects him with her life. She'll kill a bitch for him, and she does. And she
Hey.
does.
Those are the
everyone.
best characters, you know.
Yes. I call her like my Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that one's probably, my hardest, but like most proudest that I got out. And people were really receptive to it and felt the same way I did about it, which like made me feel good, because I think it's my most niche, because it might be too heavy for a lot of people. So for those who have read it, I've gotten a lot of great feedback and messages of how it helped them and how it resonated. So that makes me feel good.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I think that's what, like, we do as like readers, is like escape, but also sometimes you relate to it and it kind of is healing. It's not just like when people say, oh, you're reading smut books just to read smut books. It's like, no, there's plot to it. Like,
Yeah.
like there's, it's healing for us. Sure, does it get you hot and bothered when you're like, it was a good spicy scene, sure, but it's not like, that's not what we're going for, It's just a
Absolutely.
nice thing, I think.
Absolutely. And the guy he falls in love with, he writes poetry, but he's also an abuse survivor from his dad. So he helps Dex work through it, because he's worked through it with his own coping mechanisms, which is like probably not healthy, but they help each other. And I also don't think male essays talked about enough. So I really wanted to bring a spotlight on that. because it does impact everyone.
Yeah, good
And
point.
that is my soapbox.
No, like it's good to know
Sorry.
like how how an author kind of writes, not just like, oh, we're just writing to write, like
Mhm.
but it's more, I think, more impactful like when like where the author is coming from, and it's like you can see why their readers are protective of that author, or
Yeah.
it's your babies, like people sometimes are just like mean out there just to be mean, but
Yeah.
True.
hmm Yeah, I always try and be like transparent and open with my readers, just so they feel comfortable in return, and it just builds a good community.
and I think your website like lists pretty like really well like what the triggers are in the
Yeah.
not that I go looking for any trigger warnings because I always go in blind. But I know for like people that likes to,
Mhm. Yeah, I never
or-
want to upset anybody. So I kind of go over the top with triggers because I don't want to miss anything. That would be my worst fear, is triggering someone.
Right.
and it's hard nowadays, kind of like what is triggering and what's not triggering.
Yeah.
So, but like I love because when you go to your website, it's like when you click what books do you have, each book you'll see the list of the triggers. So it's a
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Um, so is Sick Obsession your favorite out of all your books too that you wrote, or is it something else? I know we're putting you on this.
I'm really in love with the Devil's Society right now, to the point where I don't want to leave them, and I'll do anything to draw it out.
Dang. It's your newest series, right? That you started last year.
And Unholy comes out February 13th, and it's a
good.
Dom romance, and Nathaniel's the submissive.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you guys know her in the community, Trash Taco. I had her sensitivity read it because she's a Dom.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was able to pull a lot from her and make sure I got everything accurate. So I'm really excited for that one.
I'm excited.
Perfect.
The
So
boss.
for that, I know it's a series. Do you have like how do you have like do you know like how many books you're gonna have for that, or you go as like as far as you can?
So it was 5, and then I found a cover and I was like, oh, it's going to be 6. And then I made a graphic and I'm like, but then we have to do this because how can I not now?
Right.
So there might be a spin-off after the 6th book into something else.
I love those. Like when if you can't fit them in, like I can't fit any more books, then you'll be like, what put it as spin-off? Like there's that second generations. I just love that because then I'll be like, I don't have to think about like what I'm gonna read next because it's already like,
the last 2 are second gen.
Oh,
And
good.
I'm working on one right now, and it's a sapphic. And I'm very excited.
So are you like when you're writing, are you like ahead of like schedule? Like you've written like quite a lot of books.
I finished Unholy. It's been done since December.
Okay.
I don't like announcing things until it's with my editor because I don't want to have to pull anything back or like make not a false promise, but I don't want to get people's hopes up just to be disappointed. And I don't like pressure on myself to that extent of getting a pre-order up. So as long as I internally know my deadline.
No. I need to learn from you.
Yeah, my sapphic, it's due February, but it's not going to come out till the summer.
Okay.
So I like to keep it a couple months ahead.
Well, now they know. Now people will know.
Now you know.
If they don't listen, sucks
Then
to be
they're
that.
going to have to wait.
I should not say that. Sorry. So for people like or readers that would be like new to you, what 3 words would you be able to describe your books? Like if just say 3 words.
Like it's dark humor, gore, plot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it.
There you go. I like it. Straightforward, but you already know what you're going to get it.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get.
I thought about that question and I wondered what you'd say. And I was definitely thinking, I was like, well, would we call it horror? But you got it right, gore. I guess I just couldn't think of the word. That's it.
Oh, I love gore. Like I smile while I'm typing it. It just makes me so happy. I can't watch it on television. Like I'd want to vomit.
That's different. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
Yep.
picturing it in my head though, I'm like, oh yes.
But like so I guess like if your books ever becomes movies, you would not watch them. I'm guessing.
I think
I
I
think they're
might,
good.
because I'd be like so excited, like, yeah, Elijah, burn them, burn them real good.
Right.
But yeah, no, some of it I might not be able to.
You could not
Like skin
watch
grafting.
Silent- You could not watch that.
Which one? Satin
So-
Oh
Asylum.
yeah,
Asylum,
with
that-
the paper cuts, with the, you know,
There's so much.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it out there. We're gonna create our own Netflix,
oh
and
my
it's
God.
just all this stuff. Like, we'll just
Horror
put it
and I'll
in
like,
horror.
I'll stream it with my eyes closed.
Just so you can hear the. It's almost.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be like that? Just like an audio.
But then you'd get the streams and we'd all be happy.
Oh. See, I since like my favorite movie genre is horror. I love gore. I think the very first gory movie I watched was House of Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Zombie.
Yeah, well, I was like, I didn't
Mhm.
know. This is when like Netflix very first started, where like you have to borrow the DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my husband's like, "Oh, let's just watch that." I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll order it." Came in, I didn't know what I was like looking at. Like the poster for it did not. It looked like a circus or whatever, and I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Mhm.
And then I actually watched it. I was like, "Oh my god, like what am I watching?" But like I enjoyed it too. Then like borrowed Devil's Rejects because it was like the spin-off, and like now it's just like that's all I watch is like, but I can't find any more like good thriller horror movies.
Yeah.
It makes me sleep.
Mhm.
I don't know what that says
That's
about me.
crazy.
Because, like people's like, you fall asleep on that, like, because I would ask my friends like, hey, what horror movies should I watch next? And they're like,
Mhm.
oh, Annabelle. So I watched that,
Mhm.
and I fell asleep in the middle of it.
Oh
I think
my God.
my husband came home and that was playing, and he saw me sleeping on the couch. I think they threw a pillow at me. I was like, "What?" Like I was watching, and they're like, "No, you were
Yeah.
passed out snoring over there."
Oh my God.
Sorry, I guess like it was boring to me that it was just like, and they were like freaking out because it's just Annabelle's face, and I was like,
Yeah.
I used to have like those kind of like dolls similar to
Oh,
them when I was younger.
no.
Like nobody wanted to play with me. Like my cousins, they're like, not if you're playing with those dolls. No.
No,
Like,
they're
no.
spooky.
That's funny.
That's interesting
Oh.
because I could watch true crime and like see the dead bodies now that we're thinking about it. But I don't know.
That's different,
know
I
why.
think.
Yeah.
Well, I think like with movies, they push it like more
Yeah.
than what. Like, I mean, obviously, like some of them like get inspired by what happens, like with but I think they push it further.
Yeah. Yeah. And they zoom in and you see it happening versus.
Versus
Yeah.
just
That
like
makes sense.
Yeah. Well, let's switch gears now and let's talk about the lady of the hour. I put it back already. Ghost Stick or the man of the hour, whichever.
It's so pretty. I know.
What was your inspiration for the book and how did this story come to be? Like, where did we decide that we were going to have a ghost stick?
So this was before I started writing, and my friend was encouraging me. And we were just like taking the piss out of like a thing she was plotting. And I was like, well, what if there's a ghost in the tower and he starts sticking her? And it just like started escalating. And then I wrote it down because I'm like, this is kind of hilarious and amazing. And she's like, you have to write it. I'm like, do I? Do I though? And so I decided that would be my first Halloween release. I think I plotted that in like July before my debut. So like 2.5 years ago. And I held on to it until I started writing it the summer after for my October 13th. And it was originally called, because I was like, I can't market it as a ghost stick. Like people are going to think I'm fucking insane. But that's what I called it throughout the whole time because I'm like, it's ghost stick. That's who he is. And so about a week before announcing, I had my cover redone, my graphics redone, and I rebranded everything ghost stick because it didn't feel right leading up to it just didn't. I'm like, no, it's not. This isn't right. This doesn't fit. He's Ghost.
It's a good title.
It
It's
worked.
catchy.
Mhm.
It grabs your
Thanks.
attention. So
Yeah.
when we were packing the boxes, when I was like, because my husband was helping, my son was helping, but he wasn't touching the book. Like he was just like closing the boxes, and everything's already laid out. And my husband saw it, and he's like, "Is that?" It's like, "Yes, that's the title." He's just like looking at me like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, did you not look at the edge?
Yeah.
And all he thought it was just the skull because he couldn't like see it. And I was like, "No, look closely to the edge."
Mhm.
And he's like his expression was funny. And I was like, "Leave it alone. It was a popular book. We love it."
Yeah.
Like everybody went
I-
feral for it.
That is, that's its title. It wasn't, but it had to be.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad
Yeah,
you
the
kept.
original. Thank you. And the original, I had him. He was like in a tower of some sort. It was very like medieval. When we were taking the piss out of it and just like joking, and it turned into reality.
Yeah.
How did you come up with like the town? I know you said it was like originally like medieval, but
I like gothic, creepy aesthetics. It's very much my vibe. And you'll see it in a lot of books. Like I'll have the gothic decor if I can fit it in, or just something creepy. And the town had to be special because I'm like, this guy can't exist, and everybody knows, like, and come visit him. Like he's gonna get pissed off, and so will the other spirits. It just built from that. Like it has to be closed off. Oh, it's in the mountains because it's cold, and that adds another element to the creepiness of the town. It was always going to be Halloween inspired. And one of my best friends lives in England, and I kind of picture their town centers with like the cobblestones and row houses and the clock towers. Yeah, so it's kind of the vibe and visualization I got for it.
I
And
think
then I
like
built
this.
everything else around it. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it, and I liked the cemetery. I don't know like why. I was just like, I don't understand why I like the cemetery.
It's just so relaxing too, I find. It's not taboo to go hang out at the cemetery.
No.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was telling somebody else, but like growing up, we were always like, because we never had like Halloween. We didn't celebrate Halloween. We
Mhm.
would always celebrate All Saints Day and All Souls Day. So it's like
Mhm.
November 1st and 2nd, and we'll always be at the cemetery. So it's, as children, we would like play and run around
Yeah.
everywhere, and it's like a normal thing kind of thing. I mean, I know
Mhm.
like other people's like, really? You guys hang out at
Yeah.
the cemetery? Like, yeah.
See,
So,
I love that. Like it
Mhm.
should be visited and appreciated. And
Yeah. Agreed. They're there for us. I
yeah,
mean, the soul's
exactly.
gone. So if it's there for us, we should visit it. But
Mhm. And
yeah.
enjoy it. And there's this one lady, her husband died on TikTok, and she enjoys it so much. She'll like bring blow up pools and have pancakes with him,
Mm. Yeah.
have
Wild.
pool parties. I'm like, I love you. This is amazing.
yeah. Yeah, I don't
That's
think that it's
funny.
like, I don't think it should be creepy. You just don't like leave your, like,
Mhm.
yes, they're gone, but you still have to remember them, like,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
so, yeah, for me, it's like, it's not like super creepy or anything, like it's horror or anything like that. I was
Yeah.
just like, I love that part where like it's incorporated in the story.
Yeah.
That whole town was very intriguing.
Thank you.
And so
Yeah.
it's like, it's always foggy. And I was like, okay, there's something going on with this town while I was like reading it. Like, I just like, I was like, there's some mystery in this town. Like, now I want to know.
And now you're stuck in it.
Yeah. Like, nobody can leave.
Nope.
You know,
I thought
That's
that would be a
wild.
cool aspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
It's
you're in.
like
wild.
it
I
or
have go. Sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, you're fine. Go.
I was just gonna say, like, when you think about authors, and especially you, your imagination knows no bounds, and it's just like it's so creative. Like you didn't miss a thing. So it
Thank
wasn't like
you.
how sometimes you read, you're like, yeah, but what about? Nope. I mean, you hit everything to the T. The descriptions, it was amazing.
Thank you. I'm someone who like I'll lay down on the couch before typing, and I have to visualize every aspect and scene, and then I calculate how am I going to translate this into words. And I'm not like, it'll bother me until I'm happy with the translation. So I think that really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say it's like, there's no, like, even if they're on like super action on like, like some chapters, there was no boring moment because you're like learning you're learning the same way as the FMC is learning about, the
Yeah.
town history. So you're like, you both are on like that journey together,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then kind of like the relief for all that heaviness is Merrick. Merrick comes in and is like, okay,
Yeah.
now it's gonna be chaotic. Like, what is he gonna do?
God, he has a mouth on him.
But it was like when I was in it, I was like, okay, like, well, I know what his personality is gonna be. It's just gonna be like straight up, like he's not, and he doesn't fake it. It's just like, this is who I am. I'm
Yeah.
like,
No filter.
yeah.
Yeah, like when you made the sticker for As Dry as My Brother's Ashes, I've never been so happy.
That was the funniest because I was like, you're listening to it and then it gets to them. I was like, I had to like rewind it because I was like, did he?
Yo,
Yep,
God.
no, but he did. And I was like, I can't tell if this is funny or like it's awkward. Like,
It has to be
Or
funny.
offensive.
right? Like, what? And like before she even figure out that they're related, it's kind of like, well, and him, it's like, okay, there's relationship in there because he keeps saying the grandmother is, his mother. I was like, that it's just like so wrong, but like hilarious the way he delivered it. And I was just like,
That's great.
so
Oh, I love him.
yeah. I did and like the stickers, I was like, either people are gonna love this or they're gonna be like, what is this sticker? But I was like, you never read the story, then like that's on you. Like,
Oh, exactly. I was so happy when you showed me. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
like kudos to my designer. Like she
Yes.
gives me all these choices. And I was like, can you like make something like ugly so we're not like having a hard time what we're gonna pick in here?
Right.
I was like, come on, like give me at least like, but she, and so I'm like, eeny, meeny, miny. I was like, and then at some point I was like, you know what, I'm gonna send it to the author. Then at least if they can do it, I would not get blamed for the wrong option. I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't me.
it wasn't me. I'm just like, but no, I was like, even that the art prints, I was like, these are my favorite, like, because it's kind of like it showed when he's getting to that point, like, okay, I'm not just being like a dick to be a dick, like there is something there.
Yeah, unless you're Darla, then he'll always be a dick.
I love the is it Darla, like her
Yes.
getting in there, like it's just like I love her more than the grandmother.
So do I.
Like
I don't think anyone loved the grandmother.
right, like
No, she's
as bad as this sound, I love the ending for the grandmother. Like,
yes,
you'll be
Good
sacrificed tonight.
she's awful. She's a nasty old lady.
Right.
And then what was that funny moment that we were talking about calling the dad when he finally showed up?
Oh,
Mark.
here I am.
Like, here I am, and then they're like,
Oh, hey,
what's
by the
happening?
way.
I know. I was like, oh, this is gonna be awkward. Are they gonna like start throwing punches or what? I was like, like,
Oh God.
how did you do this?
Yeah. Right?
Like really well. Like I was like, oh, okay. I was like, kudos.
Wait. Did their dad didn't show up though, right? Or did I miss? No, I didn't miss it.
No,
like,
no.
Okay.
The FMC's dad, yeah.
Yeah, the dry ashes.
Yeah.
He showed up.
Like that just
I know,
like,
but I was
right?
wondering because I remember someone said that their father, Mark and Merrick, their father never, like after he passed, like no one has ever
Yeah.
seen him in years or whatever. So, and I was
No.
just thinking, no.
Yeah.
No, that's how miserable that woman made life. He didn't want to see her. I
It
have an
makes sense.
extended chapter. I'll have to send to you guys.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
I include it in my signing edition. Yeah, I'll send. It's good. Mark and Darla.
Darla.
Well, I mean, like the town is close. Like if you think about it, if the town
Yeah.
is like such a close knit. If you're looking for a happily ever after, you can only pick so many people.
Exactly.
You only have so many choices.
You can only procreate so many people.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless somebody, I don't remember. Like, I know they were like talking about like they will open it once a year or
Yeah.
something. Like,
So they
can people
could.
stay there? I guess.
If the families allow it, like if there's then they're stuck. Otherwise, be gone. We'll be gone till next year.
Come back next.
And like spirits, if they die on the road by them, the town will pick them up and like welcome them and help them transition.
That is so cool though. Like just like with the imagination, it's like, oh, I don't have to think about afterlife.
Yeah.
Like, I can go to that place and then I can continue.
We can go hang out with Merrick.
Oh, Merrick. I love him. Like,
I love it.
I think he's like one of the funniest, but also like asshole, like just the perfect balance for a main character.
Oh yeah.
And he'd cut someone if they messed with his fam, like Fallon.
Yeah.
He's such a he's very layered that way.
Yeah, considering he did not like her when when first seen her, she's just like, I'm gonna scare you.
Yeah, you're getting out of my house.
Right. Poor Fallon is just like, I'm homeless pretty much. Like, right? I don't even know what's going on in here. But then she couldn't even leave.
Yeah, and now this house has like a penis donut from my car Merrick stole on the driveway.
That was so funny.
Oh, I was waiting for that. I was like, oh, we can do that. We can do that as a sticker. But I was like, well, that's too on the nose too. Like, I was like, people might be like, oh, she's obsessed with dick. I'm like, no, like you should read the book.
Oh my god, that's good.
Oh, like, I feel like I kept laughing in this. This is a fun episode. Okay, like,
no, I like it.
Yeah. We keep getting sidetracked. Are there any, like, besides the one that you're gonna be releasing this summer, any other future projects you're working on that you can talk about? Edge us.
Oh, I'm doing an anthology. It's called Tangled in Taboo. And I wrote a story called Brothers Bond. And I think it's like 10K, but I plan on making it a full length.
Oh, nice.
And it's taboo.
Is it like that same thing that you did with one of the books that you released last year where it was on like a multi-author kind of series, right?
And with the Tangled in Taboo, it comes out on the 25th of this month, and we're donating all of the proceeds to mental health charities.
I feel like I've seen that, and I thought about getting it.
Now we know. Like,
just a little nudge if you want to get it.
I'll be like, I'll be getting it because Kinsley wrote something in there.
There's some MM. And it's Halloween. It's a Halloween MM. And it's the brothers from my freebie Let's Play. It's like a second gen. And Emerson, their kid is in it from Shadows. Emerson and Carter.
Okay, now I have to
I don't think so. I wrote it like a year ago. I'm trying to remember.
See, this is what happens. Like, you probably like wrote so many after that. You're like, oh no, like, why are you asking me this question?
Yeah. But that's
so
it.
That
no more ends that I could think of.
Okay. No, and then.
No.
But then you have like Unholy next month, and then one in the summer, and then
one in the summer. Then two more I can't talk about because they're surprises, but the good surprises.
We won't tell anyone.
Oh,
I can't. I will get sued.
No.
I
we don't want that. Not allowed.
I've worked for the man for a lot longer.
Yeah, no, forget it.
We don't want that. We want you to eventually just full time doing this.
That would be the dream. So we can't get sued. It's off the table.
Okay.
And then I just continue the Devil Society and more taboo. Yeah. Keep doing variations of whatever comes to my head.
At least we know, like, when we say, Kinsley Kincaid, we know what we're gonna get into. Like, you're very niche and
Oh,
we know what to expect. So I'm just like,
right.
I like that because like there are like authors as much as I love some of them, then they're like start venturing out. I was like, no, you cannot do that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
stay here. Like, I want you to
Yeah.
stay on this.
Yeah. Stay in this lane, please.
I mean, kudos to the author that can write every genre and subgenre, but sometimes
Not
it's best
everyone. I
to
don't think not everyone is successful for that. As that, but
Yeah, it's hard
I think it's
because
hard.
you're
Like,
jumping demographics even. Like it's, yeah.
yeah, because I feel like the first book, like the Within the Shadows, it touched on it a little bit, but it wasn't like full on. As soon as you like, if you pick up Ghost Dick, then it's like
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting into, and then you start reading all your other books. It's like in that genre.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
surprise.
Yeah. We definitely ease into it, starting with shadows, and it just gets darker. Then we have some like dark humor with Ghost Dick. And then
But
my
I love that
psychopath.
I love that in dark romance, like, adding humor in it. So it's not all just heavy the whole time.
Right.
No.
Hard sometimes like to read if it's all just heavy throughout the book. Like you need a little bit of relief in there,
You
So,
do. I agree.
Yeah. That's a good point. Now, other than the special edition of Ghost Stick, do you have any other special editions coming out that you can share?
Not that I can share, but there are more coming in the fall with I'm not going to pronounce it right, Grimoire, and it's Tasha's second company under Rip, and we're
Okay.
doing
Oh,
a
okay.
Polygon special edition of Haunted by the Devil and Homecoming, and it has like not safe for work covers, and they're very like graphic and
Whoa.
amazing.
Now I have to
Those
find
are my
someone that
favorite.
likes who's going to a Polycon because
That's what my street team did. They're like, who's going? Who could do a pickup?
so it's like I'm only going to one signing this year in October. Like I'm attending like Wanderlust in San Antonio. Yeah. I think it's smaller. I think like they have less than 80 authors, narrators. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Because last year I went to Sinners and Stardust. I was like, it was overwhelming. It's too much.
Yeah.
And I spend way too much money. And I'm just like,
Oh my God, right?
it's horrible because I was
So-
like, it's FOMO. Like, I need these books. Have I read them? No. Do I know this author? No. But they're like so pretty. Like, just
I know.
right. And
Yeah.
then you like ship everything. And I'm just like, never again.
Mm.
I'll bring my own copy next time.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And like miss out on the pre-orders because I already have to.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Jenny's going to a Polycon.
Okay. Oh,
She did an order with me.
I'll message her.
Yeah, she'll be there.
I'd be like, I'll see you at Wanderlust. You don't have to like ship it. I'll just pick it up
Yeah.
in one.
Just take it home with you in your suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And Tasha and I are going to try and get tables next to each other. She's who's doing the special. So
that would be easier.
would be,
People want you to sign it. They'll be like, I'm just going to hop over here
right?
instead of.
It's so much easier that way.
That's right. That's a good idea.
So besides a Polycon, are you attending any other signings?
Yeah. I'll be
Nice.
in Salem in September.
Well, fun.
And then Love in Vegas, October. And then West Coast Book Convention, also in October. It's in Canada. So I'm really excited for that. Dylan Page is going.
Oh, I love her.
Is that the
When
one?
I saw her announced, I
Torment?
was like, yeah, she did the Torment series. And
I know, I
Lucy
need to
Smoke
read
is
that.
going, and Beck Staun. Like, there's just so many cool authors that I liked as a reader that I'm excited for.
Lucy Smoke, which book did you or series have you read?
I liked, oh my God, the one with the brothers, and they carved in her back, and she stole their Mustang, and the cover's blue.
Oh wait, is it Avalon and Dean?
It might be.
Or am I thinking of the other one?
You guys
Like
are great
the-
if you can remember names. I can't.
Well, when it's my favorite book,
Um,
so like I met you
True.
amazing.
I'm Pretty
Boy?
Little Savage.
Okay, yeah, so that's one of my favorite because Avalon is such a badass. One of
Yes, that's it. The
my
Sick
favorite.
Boys series.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
good.
then
Oh, okay.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
Dean had what? Was he the one that had the Jacob's ladder? I think he did.
I think so. It's been a
think he
hot
did.
minute since I've read it, but that one has always stuck out with me.
I
So
think
good.
that's like the first book where like that's a thing. Like
That was one of
Like,
mine.
in the book world, everyone's got it.
right? But
Not here.
sometimes I'm like I start looking for it. It's like like does the author will like put in there that they have like pierced stuff, and I was like, I don't know why I'm looking for it. It's not like I'll be like, well, actually, I did ask my husband, can you get that? And he's like, no, like he's
Oh
like, I
my
love
God.
you, but no. And I was like,
Yeah.
fine.
Mine's a hard no for a lot. Yeah.
Oh my
Because-
God. My husband, before I knew him, he had his nipples pierced. And if you've ever, like, you've seen Matt, kind of, he is so golden retriever, like, so, like,
Yeah, we have the
oh
opposite.
God,
for
God
husband.
forgive me, but he's very, like, not piercing type guy. So when he was like, so, oh yeah, I have my nipples pierced. I'm like, okay,
Well,
cool.
even like my husband before I met him, he had like piercings everywhere, but then he had to take them out when he went joined the army. So I was like, but you've had piercing before. It's like, wait, get a Jacob's ladder, and he's like, what is that? So I showed him, and he's like,
Oh my,
Yeah, no.
no, like no, not
oh
even.
my God. I can't even imagine. Because I
Yeah,
heard
and
you
he
can't
got
like get hard for
Right.
and he
you
was just like, nobody's coming at me with a needle.
Oh,
I was like,
not there.
you're tough. I was like, like I always tell Colleen, like he's just like some of the FMCs. He's an asshole. So I'm like, it's okay.
I bet you Dave Navarro has one.
Cool.
Oh, absolutely. I'll have to
Yeah.
Google that after.
Well, because he loves all that, like, he used to post those videos with, like, the people hanging, what is that called? Not body modification, but, like, there's
Yeah.
a word for it, like, you would put it and then you hang from your skin.
Yeah. And it
Forgot-
like, yeah.
Yes. He was into all that.
That's interesting. Now I'll be like later on
Let's
Googling
get
and
him
then
on
like,
the podcast and say, just for educational purposes, can we see your...
like just like sending screenshots like I found it.
This is it, guys.
Oh my god. Then like authors Google search.
Oh, it's intense.
Oh,
Like yours.
Right?
I'm be like, what
Oh.
is Kinsley's Google
I
search?
love like
Be
I'm
arrested.
fascinated with antique torture tools now. Ever since I wrote Brain, I'm like obsessed with them. So my Google search is really fucked.
You better hope the FBI don't get your computer.
She's in Canada.
know.
Oh, there's no FBI in
Yeah.
Canada?
Why not?
No,
Really?
we have somebody else, but I don't even know who they are. Doesn't matter.
Interpol. I don't know, I made
You're
it
gonna
up.
get a surprise.
Interpol. Oh my God.
Oh, I know. Like,
Oh, God.
well, I think
jeez
like
Louise.
book talk is like popular enough. Dark romance is popular enough that like she's not doing anything like really bad
No.
in there. She's just researching for her book.
It
I'll
is.
take your 5 cents.
Right.
Sometimes my
Yeah.
husband will read the books and be like, "Did you think of these things while looking at me?
Like my
Perhaps,
damn
dear,
inspiration.
perhaps I pictured you in this scene
Uh,
being tortured."
Good time.
I'm like, the thing is, I it just popped up. It's like, I read the book and I'm just like, have you tried the positions and stuff? Like, like,
I know.
no,
do
it's
you make sure?
inappropriate. Like,
Right?
No, I had to Google one for the sapphic because like I'm not super familiar. And I was like, this is so interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like I Google, it's like the, when there's a height difference, like, how is that
Yeah.
work? Like, so I'm very short, like, I'm barely 5 feet. And my husband's like 5'8". So there's like almost a foot difference between the two of us. And we're like, I'll be like, okay, this is the position that they were doing. And we're just like, okay, well, we can't really look at each other. Like when sometimes I go the script, we are looking at each other. I was like, but there's a foot difference between the two of you. How are you going to connect
Yeah.
things? So
Right?
we like, are we elongating your torso so you can see each other?
Somebody's
Yeah.
necks hurt.
Right.
And like so often we write the short girl with the tall guy too. So it's like, really, how is it done?
That's funny.
The research, like I have to like ask my husband sometimes, like, is this gonna work, do you think? Like, Do you think this is realistic, or is it just like in the book and we just make it work because it's the book that we're reading?
Yeah.
You be careful. Tommy's gonna turn around and say, I don't know, let's give it a try. Let's see.
Yeah. And you'll be like, oh dear.
Too much information. So if I know you don't listen to this or skip to this part, we try sometimes because I'll be like,
Oh my God.
I'll like read stuff and I'm just like, we've tried. I mean, it's variety. I mean, but also my husband's always gone majority of the year, so we only see each other about, like, probably 4 months out of the year. So
yeah.
When people are like, when he's like, let's go to the gym, it's like, no, I need 3 days recuperation to walk.
Yeah. We must wait.
We have to wait. And like I said, like I like he might think that it's not that big, but I'm just like, when I haven't seen you like in a while, like
exactly.
It's just I'll be like, I don't want to go to the gym, and then people are looking at me funny because I'm walking weird.
Exactly.
Well, you just said yesterday was leg day.
Oh no, it's very different from like when I do leg day and that day. It's different.
There's
walk.
a different to it.
What?
You kind of like waddle a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's like, and sometimes we'll like, like we have to go run errands, and I was like, why do I do this to myself? Like, we need to plan better. We just need to plan it better.
You're too much.
I love it.
Or like you've interviewed him before, and he does not have filter more than me.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm just
Mine
like
would be mortified right now. He's such an introvert. He'd be like, someone save me.
We need to get to the reader question.
Yeah, okay. Now, we have I know, this
episode has gone off the rails.
Off the rails. Let's just jump right in. There's 4 of them. We'll be able to do this, okay? We can get through these
rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
This is from Laura via IG.
Oh,
how do you
God.
choose?
It's Argyle, isn't it?
I don't know. It just says Laura. Lauren.
Okay.
Sorry, Lauren.
I don't.
How do you choose your character names? Do they come to you, or do you Google for inspiration?
Sometimes they come to me. Sometimes I Google. It depends. Like Elijah and Rain were always Elijah and Rain to me, but Fallon I had to Google because I'm like Merrick and what would fit her character.
Was Merrick always been Merrick?
Yeah.
Okay. Great name.
Yeah. I like it. It's kind of like, Fallon and Merrick and Fallon. They kind of, it just goes together. Because like there are sometimes it's like, those names don't go together.
No. Yeah, so I have to say it out loud when I'm like testing it to see if it makes sense.
I have to remember when I read the one where you said the other character's name is Nathaniel to like change it in my head. That's my son's name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nathaniel's a sub. He's on his knees.
You're going to skip that one?
No, if I read it, I'm just going to be like, I've read one that has Nathan in it, and I just like gloss over the name and be like, well, whatever. Okay, so next one is from Emily via IG.
I know her.
Yeah. She's asking, when will we see more from Port Canyon?
Yes.
I hope soon. The internal pressure to make it as good as everybody has enjoyed Ghost Stick has gotten to me a bit. And, I don't want to let anybody down or everybody get excited and they hate it. Because I know the story. I know who it's called Fuck Me Daddy. I know. I might as well keep it up, right? Ghost Stick. I know what book 3 is called. And I know who that is. I just am in my own head about it right now.
So there's at least
fair enough.
2 more books, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
It'll be a surprise, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I
and
think
then
you ended Ghost Dick. Yeah, like you ended Ghost Dick to where like you could continue it, but like there's also like they had a happily ever after. It's just more of like there's one character that I'm hoping. No pressure. I'm hoping that you'll because he was interesting.
Who? Bestie?
The Bestie, yeah.
Yeah, that's
a better name.
Yeah, she's Fuck Me Daddy.
Okay.
Oh, now I have to. You don't have to answer me, okay? I know. Is it
just like
no? I'm not
like,
gonna ask.
No, we
I
have
think it's
to
your
wait.
dad. I
Okay.
think she's fucking her dad.
Like,
Not
we
her
have to
dad.
wait.
Yeah.
We have to wait. And
Whose dad?
wait.
Well, who?
Fallon's dad,
I don't know.
maybe.
No.
But if it's taboo, then she's fucking her dad. So
Who knows right now?
know.
I do.
Yeah,
But is somebody's daddy?
Yeah, there's so many ghosts out there that we haven't like technically met. So.
Merrick's dad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, he
Merrick's
was
dad is still an
know.
option.
Right. Yeah. He was never there, so it's like we don't know where he is at. He could be like,
He's
like
been
I
with
mean,
the bestie.
Yeah. There we go.
That's why she's so happy.
we'll just have
Oh
to
my God.
let you come back, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Once you.
Yeah, we'll have to once that comes out, we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because
Let's
it'll
keep
be
it moving.
interesting. Because, yeah, I have it in my head. I just need to do it and get out of my head.
Yeah. Well,
It would be a good like have a break for it, and then it comes back, and you're just like, and
Yeah.
everybody's, oh my God, we've been, like this is amazing, and it will be amazing.
Yeah. I'll probably just
Putting
like surprise drop it when I do.
right. Halloween.
Sure.
Just putting it out there.
Stop pressuring her. She might not like release it, and then we'll just be like wondering who Daddy is.
Go ahead, just say, Kinsley, I'm the problem. It's people like me, we're the problem.
If this
No,
is
and I
never
love
gonna
it.
be released, if
And I
it never
love that
released,
you're
I'll be
the
like,
problem.
go flock Colleen. It's Colleen's fault for like pressuring.
Yeah. That's
I'll
right. I got
dedicate it
thick
to you
skin.
for Colleen.
Yeah.
Here's Daddy.
Happy
Colleen,
Forestry
you're
Day.
happy. Go fuck your
Yeah.
daddy.
Exactly. We'll
Yeah.
release it on like Arbor Day or something just to really get you going.
It even is Arbor Day. Isn't that tree day?
Yeah.
Tree day. You're gonna say go fuck a tree.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
God.
Colleen will be like getting a message from Kinsley. Here you go.
Happy fucking Arbor Day, Colleen.
Just for you.
Just for you.
I remember.
Celebrate. Lord.
And we said it's gonna be rapid fire. It's not.
Well, I'm going now. I'm going now. And this question, I hope you know what this is about because it's a little strange, maybe.
I know, I saw
Lenny
it too.
from Facebook wants to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to meet her this April? And is it weird to dip your fries in ice cream?
There must be like an inside joke that we're not included.
So I'm going to say, don't go in April.
Oh, I don't know who Jenny is. No.
You don't know who Jenny is?
No, I'm
You're
just
shitting
kidding.
me?
I'm kidding.
Oh,
That's even worse.
I was like,
Wait,
what? Should Dusty
Would that have turned this like, oh my God, we need to call the police?
flag Jenny?
Like Jenny, she can no longer travel.
Oh, shit, that's bad.
Can you imagine, like, if you have a PA for at your table, if you see somebody that's named Jenny on their name tag, tell me so I can duck under.
No, the girl who shows up with the French fries as she's dipping them in the ice cream.
Yeah, I'm not here.
Or no, you guys can have a code word or like a safe word.
Safe word.
She's
Already.
gonna love that. She's gonna love that too much. You guys have a safe word for me?
Instead of being deterred, she'll be like, yes, I made it.
I'm here. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm very excited to see her. I'm not scared at all. Yeah. She found me because of your box. She started with ghosting.
Nice.
And then
Yeah, I
she's
think
like
you were-
eating it all up.
Right. Yeah, I think she was like reading another book as soon as she finished Ghost Day. She was
Yeah,
like,
she jumped right into Elijah, which is like total opposite.
and I think I saw her like videos of her reaction while reading. Just like,
Because in one of them, I use a cheese grater dildo.
that's
Yeah,
not hard.
It
I
did.
mean-
She's no longer with us.
I mean, I would like that. What I would imagine she was no longer with us because
She is
I don't know how
not-
you recover from that.
She did not.
You're not gonna recover. There's no It should be like a disclaimer: no recovering from
No recovery.
It's a bit
You will die.
Here's just caution, but no animals were harmed.
None. It was only tested on this one girl. But yeah, I'm excited to see Jenny. And no, people here do the ice cream and fries too. It is
My
what it
daughter
is.
does it.
I
Oh,
don't
wait.
have it, but I'm
I
fine with
did
it.
that. I did that
Here,
when I
it's
was
okay.
pregnant. I would always go to McDonald's, get their hot fudge sundae and fries, and then I'll
Yeah.
be eating. And my
Yeah.
husband was like, "Really, we went to McDonald's for this?" I was like, "Leave me alone. I'm pregnant." Like,
Just
Yeah.
sweet and savory. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, here,
Now,
like, at Wendy's, they get the Frosties, so it's like chocolate ice cream with fries is the big thing.
I'm
I don't think it would
obsessed
be
with the
bad.
fudge.
I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't do it anymore. I did it
No.
like for 9 months. That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's my craving. 2:30 in the morning. Hey, the McDonald's is down the road. It's 24 hours. Let's go to the drive-thru.
Let's go.
And he was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, yes.
Let's move.
Okay, so this
Last one.
is from Alina. What is your favorite snack?
Oh, it depends. I like hyperfixate on food. So every few months, like, I really enjoy something. And right now, it's grapes. Green grapes?
Very specific.
Yeah.
You put them in
So
the
I'll
freezer?
enjoy that for a few months as my only snack. Oh, and ice cream. Strawberry ice cream.
So did you
Oh,
eat grapes for New Year under the table?
Oh, gosh.
No, but Ashley did. My friend Ashley. And then my friend Amy had sour grapes and she peeled those back and did it. And I just watched them as they. I said, good job, guys.
I did that. That's hard to like do in under 1 minute.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Like, cause like my husband's like, "Hurry up! It's like almost 2 minutes." And I was like, "Why are you rushing me?" I was like, "I need my midnight kiss." And I was like, "Leave me
Yeah.
alone. I'm eating grapes."
I have my mouth full of grape,
It's hard to like chew when you're like trying to shove.
right? It's too
It's-
much.
Yeah. I was like, I should have started at 11:59 and then got done.
God.
I thought it was easy. Okay, I was like,
Don't
well,
cry, Marjorie. It's okay. You still did it.
I know.
I know.
I'm just
We're
like,
proud of you.
It's so funny.
oh,
Oh, Lord.
What?
Well, we made it. We made it. We got through all the questions unscathed.
after
No.
all, like the shortcut.
This was a
No, no.
good time.
Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
I love
This is one of our best, I have to say.
Oh my,
This was-
thank you.
Oh, no, we had a good time. Like, some people kind of just stick to the script, they just answer the questions, but this was really fun. So thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thank you.
For the good times.
Anytime. I was
So,
going to
yeah.
call you something, but I didn't want to. I was going to call you sugar tits, if I'm going to be honest.
No, I'm fine. I don't offend. It's fine.
He does not get offended. I mean,
I'm Generation X over here. It takes a lot to get me offended.
I love
I
it.
used to drink from the hose.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm not Generation X, but I did that.
Yeah.
She
No, no,
still
cut
drinks
it
from
out.
the hose.
The hose.
I
Yeah,
have
you
that
do,
bad
girl.
reflex. No, you
Yeah,
do.
you do.
Yeah, if
There's
we're
another book game. She drinks from Daddy's hose. See, I was doing so good. We were wrapping this up, and this is where it goes
this is
wrong.
what happens to us. It's like going left field over here.
Yeah,
No, that's it. No, I'm wrapping it up. I'm wrapping it up.
good for you. Safety is priority.
Yeah. No. Oh, no. No, not that. I'm not wrapping that up. No. Well, that's our episode. Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to follow us on our socials. But before, real quick, Kinsley, where can we find you just for our listeners, if you've made it this far, where can we find you once TikTok's gone? Just
Okay, so
Instagram?
I'm still on, for everybody other than Americans, I'll still be on TikTok. And then there's,
okay.
I'm sorry for your loss. I hope it doesn't come to that, though. For those who can't see, Colleen gave me the middle finger.
I'm not
But
dying.
it
I'm not
doesn't go
dying.
away because I love engaging with everyone on TikTok. So
I love your
fingers
TikTok
crossed.
videos.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, Instagram, Red Note, I've recently ventured to.
Oh, okay. I was
Okay.
thinking about that. A lot
I
of
Yeah,
people-
I
downloaded-
posted some pictures of my cat.
You're supposed
Oh,
to
and
be.
I'll be on Facebook still. But
All
yeah,
right.
you guys should try Red Note.
I just wrote
I
it down.
downloaded it yesterday. I was trying to create an account. It won't like send me the verification.
Oh, a lot of people were
Amy
having
has the
problems.
same issue.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Amy. My friend had the same issue, but she
Yeah,
went
okay.
around it somehow. I'll find out for you.
Well, so for now, thanks for joining our episode and thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram then. I'm not going to recommend TikTok because I don't know if it'll be here, but by the next episode, we'll know. That's all. See you next time.
Bye.